What's up out there, everybody? This is the old philosopher, ready to give you some old philosophy. And what I want to talk to y'all about is how the beasts reveal themselves. I mean, it's simple, everybody. I mean, don't y'all find it ironic? I mean, given everything that's going on the political scale, and on the world scale, and what's been transpiring over the last year, pretty much the last, you know, about 7, 8, 9, 10 decades, well, basically 400 years, 500 plus. Well, basically, I'm just saying, well, in the 21st century was transpiring, and how pretty much, this video gonna be a little long, but I'm about to explain something to y'all. It's basically how the beasts reveal themselves. It's like when, okay, all these police shootings, all these injustices that's been going on in this country, and all the stands that people are taking and the outcry and what they standing up against. And it's like the beasts, they tell us to do it peacefully. But then you must ask yourself, how can someone tell us to do something peacefully when they've done things with violence throughout their whole history? Okay? Let's look at like I said, I know I did this a couple segments ago, long segments ago. Let's revisit the Revolutionary War. Okay? Remember, these people used the act of violence to protest against England. All right? Boston Tea Party, they took up arms. They got tired of being oppressed by England. They got tired of being laughed at by England because, oh yeah, England used to look down on the wealthy Americans over here. They used to look down on them like that was in a whole nother elite class of white people in England. Like they looked down at them as peasants and, oh, you dress this way and yeah, you got money, but you don't have our prestige. And then, like I said, when they taxed them and they looking down on them like, oh yeah, you still doing this? And look at you, oh man, look how you wearing your garments. So yeah, they got tired of them. They got tired of being mocked, okay, by the people in England. They got tired of being oppressed by the people in England. So, they took up arms. They declared war. That's the way they protest against those people, okay? So now you fast forward to which pretty much is going on now. The same thing. You got an elite class of people, okay? And they're basically mocking us. Telling us we're this, telling us we need to act like that. The same thing that English rulers used to tell them how they must conduct themselves. They trying to do the same thing to us. But now they pick at us, they kill us, unjustly. And they getting away with murder. But then when we speak out against it, they tell us to do it peacefully. But like I said, they got their prosperity through bloodshed and war. And that begs the question. If you got yours through bloodshed and you got yours through war and you got generations and after generation of your people that's, living in prosperity basically off what you've done, more than 400 years ago. And now we want our piece of the pie. We can't get it the way you got it. I mean, isn't that funny? How are we begging the beast, someone who's and see that we need to ask ourselves that question. Moors of the country. Moors of the world. How are we going to ask someone to get something peacefully and they got theirs through war? Does that make sense? I mean, think about that. Open up that third eye. Train that human mind. If somebody in the park, let's just say if you were a kid in the park and a kid punched you in your nose and took your bike, okay? How you think you're going to get your bike back? You're going to run up to the bully like Red from Friday? Pop's tripping, man. He want me to ask for my bike. You know I wouldn't trip. Because that's what it pretty much remind me of when, especially when you got people of our own kind telling us we need to do it peacefully. Now, am I advocating violence? No, I'm not advocating violence. But my thing is, if you want your own peace and you want your own prosperity, then guess what? It's only human nature. You got to go out there and take it. If you feel like you're being mistreated, you need to show somebody better than you can tell somebody that you're being mistreated. Because like I said, all this marching, this singing, this dancing, listen, the beast is looking back and laughing at us all when we doing it. Hey, for real. Because he knew how he got his. And he know the one thing that it takes for you to get yours that you're not doing it. So he's sitting up there saying, okay, just let them march. Let them have a rally. And then they even pay some of our own. Because see, here's some things you got to look at too, y'all. Open up y'all third eye. They even ask some of our own. They pay some of our own. Hey, here's a couple dollars and we're going to give you some prestige and we're going to put you here. You're going to put you there. Oh, yeah, we're going to be a cut above them. We're going to fund you and you're going to be the spokesman of your people. They pay them. And see, that's your enemy too. And those same Negroes that's out there, come on, y'all, we have to be peaceful. We can't do this. We not going to get this from Massa. Massa not going to play this, y'all. We have to do this peacefully, y'all. Massa don't want to fight Massa. Come on, man. You can't listen to them people, man. You cannot listen to them. They selling you out. They just as wicked as the beast. They just as wicked as the enemy of all things. So remind yourselves, everybody, do your own investigative history, man. Look at their history. They have earned their piece of the pie through bloodshed, okay? They murdered. They pillaged. They've scorched earths all over this world to carve out their piece of the pie. And you want the same thing? And that same person that got theirs through murder is telling you to do it peacefully? How does that sound? Again, but I'm not, old Lucifer is not advocating violence. I'm really not. But I would not be wise. I would sound unintelligent to tell you to do otherwise. I mean, that's only intelligence that you would think, okay, if he got his that way, then how am I going to get mine? I can't get it another way. See, because they knew everything they fed you was going to wore you to sleep. Entertainment, voting, religion, okay, the tube, TV, they get you distracted. You know, sports, game, fashion, all this little trinkets and shiny, items. Like I said, they trapped that monkey a long time ago. That's how they knew they was going to get it. That's how they knew they was going to wore you to sleep while they continue to take, while they continue to murder. Because guess what? We dealing with a beast. We dealing with an evil, wicked devil. And guess what? Blood is even not enough for these people. They sucking you dry and they want more. Okay? So the only thing that you're going to have to do, the only intelligent thing you're going to have to do is fight back. Okay? Solidarity. Because like I said, individuals, you can only do so much if you open hand smack somebody, but if you bring them all together and punch him, you can knock his ass out. Excuse my French again, but I'm talking passionately. So, again, it's not wise to think that you're going to beg somebody who murdered their way to the top. They're not going to respect you. Killers respect killers. Murderers respect murderers. Violent people respect violent people because they know you mean business. And I'm not saying you have to be violent. I'm not saying you got to adopt that mentality. I'm saying if you want yours, you got to take yours. You can't beg them. You can't ask them. You can't hold hands and, kumbaya, we shall overcome. You cannot do that, man, because they didn't do it, because they control the narrative. King and Medgar Evers and Garvey X, they didn't do it. They didn't do it. They wasn't singing. All right. But they controlled that. But the beast controlled that narrative to make you think in their history books that they capitulated and sing and dancing and stuff like that. They did not do that. They was ready to ride. They was ready to fight. That's why they had to kill him. Okay. That's why they had to get rid of Garvey. That's why they had to, deport Garvey. That's why they had to kill Medgar Evers. That's why they had to kill King. That's why they had to kill X. Because they was willing to ride. They was about to ride. They was riding. Okay? They was a threat. All right? So, like I keep trying to tell y'all, and see, there's the thing. And that's the thing I find so funny. They control all the narrative. They even celebrate their violent protests in their history books. They even remind your kids about the Revolutionary War. They remind your kids how they stood up against oppression, against England. They remind your kids how they, stood up against tyranny and all over the world, their version of tyranny, when they felt like somebody was doing some of the same shit that they was doing, because that was the only people they went to war against, was the people that did the same shit they was doing. Okay? Because you got to understand something. The history, the way this system operates, we kill who we become who we kill. Okay? Just like that elitism when they fought against the Revolutionary War. Yeah. They took on that elitist idea and killed off the original elitists, okay? Just like fascism. They were the original fascists, and then they killed fascism in Nazi Germany because they were fascism, just like I told y'all a long time ago. Yeah, fascism, yeah, the Nazis lost the war, but lost the battle, but fascism won the war. Understand that. We become who we kill. Whoever we say is a threat, we are basically that. If we're going to call people terrorists, because we are the terrorists. There's only one big bad terrorist on this earth, and that is us. That we living in it. All right. It was only one big bad fascist in the 1930s to the 1940s. It wasn't no man with some little small ass mustache. Okay. It was the power structure that sent them people after them that funded both sides. Okay. So understand something. We are who they try to kill. They are who they try to kill. All right. I know this video was a little lengthy. I know it was a little long, but I had to share that information with y'all. So do y'all own history, man. All I ask you y'all is just look back at some of this stuff. And then hey, like I said, I'm an open book. If you want to challenge me on some of this stuff that I'm saying, hey, if you want to jump on and say, oh, big O, you wrong for that. Well, hey, like I said, I'm an open book. Cause like I said, man, dialogue, going back and forth, that's the foundation of intellect. I love intellectual conversations. All right. Again, y'all, this is the Olosopher giving you some Olosophy. Talking from the third eye. Cyclops. This will wake the people.